Thank you, Alessandra, for this introduction, and I'm very pleased to be here today at this final conference of the ProteCHt2save project. I have to say, this ProteCHt2save project is really a special project for me, in the sense that it is really a very innovative project, which has been and is still a front runner in its topic. Just to put it into the frame, the initial proposal was submitted to us on our desks in 2016 already. So that's the point when we started to discuss about this project. In 2017, the project then started. And as Alessandra was pointing out earlier this morning, the larger awareness of the topic of cultural heritage, the link to climate change, cultural heritage at risk, it became people in a broader audience became aware of it in the frame of the European Year of Cultural Heritage in 2018 and this Initiative 7 on cultural heritage at risk. So a couple of years later than this project was actually developed. That's why, as I said, it's really for me a front runner project. And it's good to see that all the measures and all the activities which were foreseen at that time really led to the expected results, and that the project has successfully concluded its activities. In my presentation here today, I will put the project a bit into the overall frames, showing what Central Europe program is doing in terms of working on cultural heritage and cultural heritage at risk, and how we try and want to take this topic forward also in the future in order to further allow cooperation in the field of cultural heritage management. Next slide, please. Just as a brief overview, the Interreg Central Europe program is a transnational cooperation program which is funded by the European Regional Development Fund. We are funding projects in four priorities: one dealing with innovation, one with a low carbon development, one with in the field of nature and culture, and one priority dealing with the topic of transport. In total, we have 138 projects going on. We have committed all our available funds for the current program, which is also the goal, since this is the program of 2014-2020, which is coming to an end. Next slide, please. If we are zooming in now into the field of cultural heritage, as you can see here, we have been supporting projects in a large frame and a large diversity of different topics, like, for example, dealing with the management of historic buildings and sites. We have some projects dealing specifically with parks or museums. We have projects setting up culture routes or improving the management of culture routes. A project dealing with a more narrow topic of industrial culture, but also other projects dealing with crafts and traditions. And then a bulk of projects dealing with the culture and creative industries, either to for the reuse of neglected spaces, or for developing more at the a cross-sectoral cooperation with the CCI companies, between CCI companies and other companies, or for fostering CCI entrepreneurship, or more at the strategic level, working on CCI policies. While also linking to the overall framework of this today's conference is actually our fourth call. We had given our fourth call in the field of culture a specific focus on the topic of heritage at risk, in order to really draw together the results of different projects and topics, not only from our program, but also from other programs and other instruments in our fourth call projects. And one of them we heard already several times today, which is the Strange project, which has recently started. Another one is the For Heritage, which project which also started in spring of this year. Next slide, please. if you wonder what we as a program are aiming at, it's really at strengthening the links and connections within the Central Europe area. And that's what we try to visualize in this map, in which you can see the extent of cooperation created between regions at the NUTS2 level in the Central Europe area in the field of culture through this Interreg Central Europe program in the period 2014-2020. If you look at the size of the dots, it's the extent of cooperation. There's a number of cooperations per region. And if you look at the thickness of the red lines, this is actually the intensity of cooperation between institutions of these regions bilaterally established. And putting it into a broader framework, as said, we are supporting 138 projects. In total, 24 out of these projects are supported in the field of culture, which represent around 49 million euro in total budget. But it allows more than 230 partners to cooperate. And these figures are sort of abstract, but if you look into this map, you really see that these connections have been established, and that's something we want to continue to work on also in the future. Next slide, please. That's why, as said, the current program is coming to an end, and we are looking already to the future. The Interreg Central Europe program 2021-2027 is currently under preparation. Well, in fact, we are already working for 2 years on this program. We have 2 years ago set up a working group in which all our member states, there's all our 9 member states which are taking part in this Interreg Central Europe program, are represented. We started there the discussion process and meet on a regularly basis. We have conducted an in-depth territorial analysis in order to figure out which are the current challenges and needs for the program area. And the working group has decided and pre-agreed on a series of priorities and specific objectives which are considered of strategic interest for the Central Europe area and for the Central Europe program to be supported in terms of transnational cooperation in the upcoming years. And I can tell you that from the current pre-agreements, the resilience to climate change is being foreseen as one specific objective as on its own. So you see that this topic is really being put forward as a really important topic, within which, of course, also the link on climate change to cultural heritage sites can be worked on and is an important aspect. What we currently are doing is that within this frame set, we want to fill it with a life, basically, to see what are the topics to be worked on, what are the actions to be supported, with whom should we work. And this is information which we are currently gathering at local level, regional level, national level, and transnational level. This is being done through a survey, which is currently online, and through national partner involvement activities taking place in all our member states. Next slide, please. So if we look ahead, this partner involvement has, for working on these activities, there's the actions, the topics, the target groups, has started now in June. I will show you later on where the survey, for example, can be found. So this survey is going on, the events are going on. And then during the rest of the year, we have scheduled several working group meetings. We are going to continue drafting the program, which we hope to have finalized until the end of the year in order to be able to submit it and get the approval of the new program by the European Commission in spring of next year, with a goal to be able to launch our first call in summer 21. Next slide, please. If you're interested to get more information, please visit our website, interregcentral.eu/CE2127. where you find all relevant documents on which we are working, the territorial analysis, a summary of how we are foreseeing the strategy of the program, and where you can also find the link to the TransNational Survey, which is already open for 2 weeks. We are going to close it tomorrow. So if you want to contribute to the topics, or if you have actions to be supported or target groups to be addressed in mind, please get onto our website and please contribute to the survey. It is open until tomorrow, 5 o'clock. So please, we are looking forward to your contribution there. And then on our website, you will also find indications on the national events which are scheduled and which are foreseen between end of June and beginning of July. Next slide, please. So as you can see, we are working on the field of cultural heritage already for the past years, and we want to continue to work on the topic of heritage at risk in the future. We believe that cooperation is central in order to bring this topic forward, and we hope to be able to provide interested stakeholders and interested projects the right platform to really drive this topic and improve the management and improve the risk awareness and risk preparedness in Central Europe in the upcoming years. Thank you for your attention.